that.
Yeah,
Wow.
one of the quarters of the box punctured my shoulder.
Yeah, he was bleeding. You could see the blood.
Punctured my shoulder.
Yeah.
The glass is stuck all up in my body because I landed on the concrete and rolled who knows how far on the concrete. Because I mean, I was at a full dead run when I launched myself, and instead of falling through the box like I'm supposed to onto the soft stuff, I just bounced off it and landed on the concrete and just kept sliding.
The Leo and Danny show.
So me and Marlon actually he's my Instagram friend. He's my buddy in real life because we did a stunt job about 4 years ago. Yes. So it's funny that it's come full circle and he knows Danny, but I met him 4 years ago.
We met on a curb drunk in San Francisco. I don't know Marlon, but I shook his hand and I made a joke about I'm definitely not going to try to armbar you from bottom tonight. And you came out and I remember you were front kicking a parking meter.
No, it was with my shin. That's my party favors. I shin kick parking meters.
Jesus.
Really, really hard to freak the fuck out of people. And I don't kick them with the bottom of my foot, my bare open shin. And there's I have an Instagram post where I do that in a suit. But
I want to see that, dude.
Yeah, I like back in San Francisco, I took a party after 10 years of kicking the same parking meter behind my restaurant, Le Colonial. I after a period of time, it started to crack the concrete, and then it actually made it loose enough where I pulled it out of the concrete, brought it into the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And like after 10 years, and everybody I worked with was like
cheering. Yeah,
they're like, "Are you fucking crazy? That's like the city property. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna get busted." And I was like, funny. "That's what you guys take away from this?"
Yeah, I know. That's a legendary thing I just did, man.
Fucking 10 years taking this thing out of the concrete with my own shin. You sons of bitches.
Shin. That's funny.
Yeah.
But it was a cool stunt job that we did 4 years ago. Yeah,
that was
a gnarly stunt, dude.
That was a blast.
What happened on the stunt job?
Well,
I
was doubling. It was a WWE video game promo. Yeah, and I was doubling this guy Seth Rollins, and I threw him into a glass case. It was like a glass box, basically, and
it contained the world title belt.
Right, contained the world title belt, and we only had one take to do it, and he fucking nailed it. But he had to give up his body. It's something that for him, I mean, obviously after all the street fights and the UFC and shit, this wasn't a big deal. But it was an impressive thing to see on set. He actually got a standing ovation from everybody on set.
What was hard about the stunt? I assume the glass wasn't real glass.
It wasn't real glass, no.
But I'll tell you the whole setup for it and why it was so difficult. So we had a breakaway box. It was a 3.5 foot square box, and it had been supposedly cut for a top impact, which means it's a breakaway box, which means that when I hit it, it's supposed to give way.
Right.
Underneath it, there's a lot of padding, and that makes the fall a lot easier to absorb. So it looks brutal, but there is no brutality to it. It's just an acrobatic move to get there. So the setup is that on camera, it looks like Leo arm throw hip tosses me like 10 feet into the air. onto this 6.5 foot tall glass that's on top of this apple box that contains the WWE belt. Mm-hmm. Now, if you guys played WWE 2016 or 17, whatever it was, this was the intro video to the game. It was like a 3-minute movie,
right,
where I play a security officer, and Seth Rollins is coming into the studio that houses all of the old great memorabilia for the WWE. Mm-hmm. You know, the Kane's mask, what's his name's baseball bat, the coffin of the Undertaker, all of these things that are housed in this warehouse. Mm-hmm. And this dude in a mask comes in and destroys everything, lights it on fire, tons of pyrotechnics, explosions. It was a huge production.
Yeah, it was a huge production.
So I'm the security guard, and I see smoke, and I come outside, and we videotape this fight scene where I give a good fight to this massive individual. I mean, Leo's bigger than Seth is, and he's the double, and these guys are giants, and we do a fight scene, and then they throw me as the final scene through the belt case, you know, the epic last treasure. Mm-hmm. So to sell the stunt, which is what we call, you know, the act of doing the stunt, to sell it, to make it look real, I have to launch myself off what's called an apple box, which is something that you jump off of to make it look like you're getting thrown higher, jumping higher than you possibly can.
Okay. Right.
And because Leo isn't Superman, he can't actually with one arm throw me 12 feet through the air.
Right.
I run up to the apple box, launch myself. He goes through the motion of the throw, and I actually throw and flip myself in midair onto the box to land on the box so that everything can break and crush away, right? And that's the stunt. And we only get one shot at this because Hugh Dowd O'Brien, the president of the Stunt-Man Association.
Yeah, he's big time.
Big time, right? For 3 days, he's been saying, don't even put your phone down on this box. Yeah. It will break. Yeah. Don't, anybody comes near that. Get away from that box.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, that's it. It's up to you now. You know, we had one shot at this. This is what it's all leading up to. All the people in standby, they say go, and I go. And execution is perfect. I feel it. Yep. I let myself.
I see you're feeling it right now. Yeah, you're there, man. You're there.
He's there, dude.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I let myself limp, and I go through the glass, and then I hit this box.
Oh God.
And then it becomes apparent to me that the breakaway box wasn't a breakaway box.
Yeah, they didn't score it right.
It did not break.
It fucked him up, dude.
Oh man! So I hit this box prone on my back. Right,
it's a normal stunt thing.
Your head hit it,
and well, my body hit center
spine,
on the box. So my head is on one side, my legs are on the other.
Right.
So hyperextending the opposite way of your spine that it's supposed to, because I'm landing on my back. It's not a flat
How much
surface.
extra did they pay you because the box didn't break?
Did you get I hope you got a good little bonus for that.
Dude, I got nothing.
Oh my God.
And by the way, I got yelled at by Hugh Dowd O'Brien.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
So check this out. So I hit this box, and you know, they have the scene set up in a certain manner so that, you know, once that happens, I have to finish the scene. I got to crawl to this firebox and hit it so that everybody comes, and then my scene's over. So this isn't the end of my scene. I go through this box. Seth thinks I'm done, but I'm still alive, and I make it to this thing to hit this fire alarm, which I do to finish the scene. However, what happens is I hit this box, dude, and I just bounce off that fucker.
Right.
Hit the concrete, which there is nothing. It's just concrete. Slam into the boxes that were used in the Raiders of the Lost Ark boat scene.
Yeah.
The boxes that had the fucking Nazi insignias on them.
They had the Nazi
from the actual from the actual Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Actual movie props from that. Yeah.
Austin perked up at Nazi insignia being
yeah,
made.
look at him. He's freaking master race over there.
Exactly.
8-inch cock. So I slam into
Hitler
these
brought it
boxes,
into them.
and then I finish the scene, you know, and then I hit the thing, and I roll over, and I just yell medic, because one of the
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah,
wow.
one of the corners of the box
medic,
punctured my shoulder.
Yeah, he was bleeding. You could see the blood.
Punctured my shoulder.
Yeah.
The glass is stuck all up in my body because I landed on the concrete and rolled who knows how far on the concrete. You know, because I mean, I was at a full dead run when I launched myself, and instead of falling through the box like I'm supposed to onto the soft stuff, I just bounced off it and landed on the concrete and just kept sliding. So this is all, they're following me with the camera. You know, nobody yells cut. Oh fuck, we've messed up.
They loved it.
They just kept rolling.
Yeah.
And when I finish and I hit the thing, boom, I roll over, I yell medic. Everybody's freaking out. Like this is the greatest thing they've ever seen.
Dude,
and I'm
you got
on
a
the
standing
ground.
ovation on set, which I've never seen before. I mean, I haven't been on a terrible amount of sets, but it was a pretty fucking awesome moment. Like everybody on set, like the makeup lady's just like, that was awesome. But yeah, it was cool.
So, Marlon, how much dough do you pull in for a stunt like that?
That was a 2-3 day shoot. That was non-union, and that paid me a total of $6,500 after everybody took everything and taxes were gone and all that was done.
Yeah, look at the same, man.
That's good pay.
It's good pay, yeah, absolutely.
It sounds like you probably got off a lot easier than he did.
If you were a SAG if it was SAG, that stunt would have probably netted just
60.
Yeah, exactly.
50 or 60,000.
Yeah, it would have been fucking nice if he was SAG.
Have you pulled a gig like that before, 50, 60,000?
Yeah, you know what? I shot two.
Dude,
I
he's
shot
got some legendary
two
shit.
SAG shoots for DirecTV and for Under Armour. So those are two of the biggest names you're going to shoot for, and they were both union. So this one though, to finish this one out, after it was all over, the director he's like, come over here to Production City. You got to see this. You got to fucking see this. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like walking over. It didn't work. We didn't do it. The box didn't break. He's like, it's great that it didn't. Look at this. Yeah. And you can see like my body folds and the look
you
on
can
my
watch
face.
it on YouTube. Man.
And I hit the
it's
ground.
on YouTube somewhere. Yeah.
Walk over, hit the thing, and it's over. The fucking nerve of this guy, this stunt coordinator. He walks over to me, puts his arm around me, and he's like, man, you're off center, bro. Yeah. You're off center.
Saying you're off center. Just cover his ass. Just to cover his ass.
You were off center, and that's why the box didn't break.
He's just covering his ass,
sorry.
bro.
And I said to him, I just saw the video. They just showed it to me. Dude, I land dead center. That's why everybody's cheering right here. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, well, it didn't break, and that's why. So I go, okay. And I walk back to my trailer after the medic looks at my shoulder. My shoulder is it's fucked for 2 months. It hurts so bad. It's just like the mobility, everything about it's hurt. I got a big scar there. And like I walk back to the trailer, I'm sitting there in makeup, and I've got like a concussion, and my body is just hurt. And I'm telling them about what happened. I was like, yeah, and it was supposed to be a cut or whatever, and the box was supposed to break, and it didn't. And I look over, and Hugh's standing at the front of the entrance, right? And he goes, hey, I just want to tell you, I'm just as pissed as you are, all right? I went over to the guy who scored the box.
Yeah.
Like a tough guy, like he had my back or something. And I went over to him, and I said, hey, man, why didn't the box break? And he said, Hugh, you know what? I'm really sorry. I thought you wanted a side impact.
Oh my!
So
God.
he cut it for a side impact. Can you believe that?
Oh my God! I never even heard that.
So I said to him, so you mean I wasn't off center?
Yeah, exactly.
I hit the box?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did, man. They love it. Awesome job.
Dude.
Thanks for that.
Hey, stunts is a fucking gnarly world. Nobody knows about.
I'm going to take something from this Hugh guy. Whenever Austin lets a mic drop out, I'm just not going to pay him for the day.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry, bro. That's your air. I can't.
Hey, buddy, you fucked up.
Yeah. So fast forward 2 days to my post on Facebook. I'm talking. I took a picture of me and Seth and Leo, and I'm in the middle of these two giants, and I'm bragging about what a great job we did. And I get a private message from Hugh Dowd O'Brien.
Oh, God.
And he says on his message, you said you helped choreograph the fight. And I said, yeah.
You did.
Because I did.
Right.
And he said, did you get paid to be the choreographer on the event? And I said, no, I didn't. He said, did you get billing for choreography? And he's treating me like I'm a 12-year-old. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And he's like, well, then you take that message down, or I will report you to the guild. And I was like, what about the box that didn't break in the hole in my shoulder that I didn't report?
Right.
And he's like, take it down now if you want to work in LA again.
What a fucking asshole, bro.
Can you believe that?
Dude, I've heard so many stories
How
about...
do these monsters get into positions of power?
Dude,
being
a stunt coordinator like that, I mean, he probably was a grunt for so many years. Hugh's actually kind of a legend. He worked on Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean was the first three were his job.
His job, bro. He had the most legendary job. Listen to this. 4 years in the Bahamas at a five-star hotel, and you're getting paid $1,200 a day to hang out in the Bahamas, usually do nothing all day, one little stunt, sword fight, maybe have a couple of guys swing, on the ship, whatnot. 4 years in the Bahamas. So he'd come, he'd probably work 250 days. They'd probably have like 100 days off. So he'd work 250 days, go home for 100 days.
Make 250 fucking grand.
250 grand, yeah.
What I'm trying to understand is, how do you get into this stunt business? Because Leo is a college baseball player. Marlon's a sommelier and an MMA fighter. Clearly, you guys have skills that would make you solid candidates to be stuntmen. But is a lot of it just willingness to take pain?
It's willingness to take pain. I mean, you could probably attest to this, but it's kind of who you know. I mean, how did you get in? I was in that stunt show Waterworld. Was my way in, but how did you get in?
Yeah, and by the way, like Leo is what we would call a working stuntman because his job is a daily stunt show where it's choreographed and it's rehearsed, but I mean, we're talking about 30, 40-foot falls into water. There's great athleticism involved, and it's a daily occurrence that he does multiple times in a day when he's working. So he's a working stuntman. What he does,
he was.
I'm no longer
there for sexual harassment.
Yeah. I'm no longer there.
And he forgot that. And on top of all the falls and the swimming, he was also collecting 18-year-old college girls.
I was banging a lot of girls in the park, and it ended up backfiring on me. But that's neither here nor there.
Adventure.
Exactly. But how did you get into it? I mean, obviously, a guy with your talent is like you're going to be in the top 1% of guys in the industry as far as like fight skills and all that shit, right? Already.
Yeah, the UFC was a great door to other things. Unfortunately, 2007 when I was in it 13 years ago may not seem like a long time, but so much has changed.